Wonderful day to go shopping in West Hartford, but we're here for a very important reason, and that is to kick off Shop Small Saturday. I am with Catherine Marx with the SBA, Connecticut District Office, and with me also is Marima Gutierrez and Frank Alvarado. The SBA and American Express have been working together since 2011 to promote this idea of Shop Small Saturday and why it's so important. We like to say that we know that the small businesses are the engine of our economy, but what's more important is that they are the fabric of our community, and it's so very important to come out and support them during this holiday season. And with that, we have a full array of speakers, so I'm very pleased to introduce Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysiewicz.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Well, good morning. It is great to be here on this beautiful sunny day in downtown West Hartford that has so many wonderful independent small businesses to celebrate Small Business Saturday. Shopping small is so important. These businesses that we have the opportunity to support as we get ready for the holidays are ones that we love. They're ones that supported us during the pandemic. And there are over 350,000 small businesses across our state. And small businesses employ half of our workers in Connecticut. So if we support our small businesses, we are supporting job creation and retention in our state. And we also know that for every dollar that we spend at a small business, 68 cents stays right in the community where that dollar is spent. We also know that our small business owners are the people that sponsor our Little League teams and our sports teams, that contribute to school fundraisers, that are part of our nonprofit support network as well. They are our neighbors, they're our family members. So I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you buy the turkey and all the fixings and all of your holiday gifts at small businesses. And I'll say that West Hartford is certainly a beautiful place to spend your money, but also we have a beautiful wide downtown Main Street in my hometown of Middletown. So I hope that you will come there as well. So shop small. Thanks so much, Catherine, for having us.
Thank you. We were in Middletown last year, and you are
Yes.
right. Some really fantastic stores there as well. I'm pleased to introduce our U.S. Senator, Richard Blumenthal.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you to the SBA. There are hundreds of businesses right now in Connecticut that would have perished but for the billions of dollars that were funneled into Connecticut by the Congress and the SBA. And I want to thank those small business owners, because in the last year, you know, I have been all around the state of Connecticut. I know the governor has as well. The guts and grit of our small businesses has been absolutely inspiring. They have persisted during the toughest economic time in recent history. They are doing great business. They're providing great service. They're selling great goods. And now it's our turn. It's our turn to show them that we're going to stay with them. We're going to stand with them and buy a lot of big stuff from small businesses. In a way, it's kind of an endorsement of the entrepreneurial spirit that makes America great. This entrepreneurial spirit has been on display unceasingly over this last year. And yes, the Paycheck Protection Program has been instrumental. The billions of dollars in 2 rounds have sustained a lot of businesses, but their guts and grit, their creativity and innovation, their can-do spirit has kept people employed. There are about 355,000 small businesses in the state of Connecticut. They employ about 739,000 people. In a state of 3.5+ million people, that's a lot of jobs. Small businesses are the job creators, your neighbors, your friends, and they are here to stay. In fact, they are doing better because people are shopping small. So I hope that this tour will lead folks to show how much they care about small businesses. I can't think of a better place to do it. We were in Middletown last year. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I bought stuff.
Not for me.
This is one of the kind of high points of the year, I think, going around, looking at the great stuff that's on sale. But I really want to thank West Hartford for hosting us, to Sherry Cantor, who has been a great leader. Thank you, Sherry.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to the council members who are here, to Derek and the other members of the legislature, but most important to Chris Conway and Kristen Gorski, who have really helped provide a lot of the energy for West Hartford's business community. We love to talk in Washington about America's exceptionalism, about its greatness. And our entrepreneurial spirit is our greatness, and they've shown that greatness of America over this past year. Now I hope that Connecticut consumers will show Connecticut small businesses that we believe in them, we're going to stand with them, and we're going to buy big at small businesses this year. Thank you.
This year, our small business walk also features a lot of shops that are Connecticut made as well. The one we're in here right now, the Arethusa. Thank you. The Arethusa.
Thank you for the coffee.
Dairy Farm and Cafe. And you know what's really important when you buy Connecticut made as well, your gifts will not be waiting on a barge at the Connecticut River. So, but we're going to introduce the West Hartford team. And again, I'd like to make sure that we recognize the West Hartford delegation that's here. We have State Senator Derek Slapp, State Representative Jillian Gilchrist, State Representative Tammy Exum, and State Representative Kate Farrar. But I'm happy to bring up West Hartford's mayor and her team, Sherry Cantor.
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you to your commitment to small businesses throughout the state of Connecticut. They are the backbone of our state and make us special. And West Hartford Center is a really wonderful place. And I was just talking to several store owners yesterday about the attraction and people coming from a half hour away, 45 minutes away, to walk and be in those spaces really with unique gifts and unique experiences. And we're so grateful for that and making sure that we are a place that people come to and support the small businesses. I want to thank all of the elected officials that are here. This has really been a team effort to lift up and support our small businesses throughout one of the most challenging times in our history for small businesses, really truly not knowing if they were going to make it, from restaurants to small retail shops, all across, the variety of stores. Everybody had different challenges. But I will say they were also the most generous and giving, courageous and resilient throughout this process. They were the first ones to step up to collect food for unemployed other restaurant workers that were working. They were providing health care people with meals. So the heart and the soul of our communities really rest in all of these incredibly important business owners. So as everybody has said, that, and I'm sure you will continue to hear, it's up to us now. to support them and think about them. Don't take a shortcut and just, use your feet. Walk to the small businesses. Call them if you, don't want to walk in and shop necessarily. They will arrange for a bag for you, I'm sure. But they are special, and we need to support them now more than ever. And as the Lieutenant Governor said, they support our Little Leagues. They support our grad parties. They do all the work that when we ask, they're there for us. So we need to be there for them. Thank you so much, and appreciate all of you being here. And I just want to give a shout-out to our town manager, Matt Hart, and our economic development specialist, Kristen Gorski, who has really been on the ground supporting our businesses, really on the front line. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we all are talking about small businesses and the entrepreneurial spirit which the SBA empowers. But it takes a lot to take that risk and start a small business. But today, we are at Arethusa Dairy Farm and Cafe. And I think we should hear, first, thank you for having us, Tony. And if you would say a few words about Shop Small Saturday in West Hartford.
I want to first say that it's quite an honor to be part of the West Hartford community. And let me tell you a little bit about the history of Arethusa Farm. Arethusa Farm is historic. It dates back to the 1850s. About 20 years ago, my partner and I purchased the farm. It was going to go into development. So both of us didn't know very much about farming. So what are we going to do? We decided on cows, all right? And, oh, wow. And we started to, it was about 2002 that we brought in our first cows. We purchased 5 cows. Before we knew it, our barns were full. We had over 400 cows. So what are we going to do with the milk? Because we were really focusing on, great genetics and everything we did. We had nutritionists and so forth. So the milk was, we're being picked up by a co-op, but we decided this is too good to just be mixed with, everybody else's milk. So we opened our own dairy. Again, not knowing a thing about how to run a dairy, but I don't know, it just seemed that, we were meant to be the stewards. So we opened a dairy. We had a lot of help, thank goodness. We made a lot of mistakes, but we kept going. Well, here we are in West Hartford. I just let you know that when you support us, you're also supporting a farm, which is very important. We really depend on everybody's support. And coming here, we like to offer local products made locally. We make our own ice cream, dairy products such as cheese, award-winning cheeses, which, humbly I have to say, in a few years we really have mastered some cheese making, which is very difficult. And right now we're, offering seasonal eggnog, which is every year it gets very, very popular. I think we started with 5,000 the first year, 5,000 bottles of eggnog. Now we're up to 45,000 bottles.
Wow.
It's still going. So it's growth, but we need the community. This is a market for us, and it's so important to support local. I think this is such a wonderful town. It's great feeling here, and it's a great alternative to shopping at malls and big box stores and shopping online. So I think if you experience coming downtown, you'll be back. So please. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Tony. From shoes to cows. From shoes to cows. And Tony is right. West Hartford is a great town, and Connecticut is a great state. So I'm pleased to bring to the podium our Governor, Ned Lamont.
Hi, everybody. Hey,
I was in college, they used to have that poster on every other college wall that said, think globally, act locally. Well, now we're thinking globally and shopping locally, and I think you're finding out why. I mean, here at Arethusa, you don't have to worry about where the food came from. I think that eggnog, wasn't sitting off of a freighter off of Long Beach for 3 months on a trip from China. It's farm fresh. That's what these photos tell you. You know what you're getting. You know it's Connecticut pure. And that's what I love. I can tell you that if you got anybody who wants to do some work, here's a great time to step up for the seasons. What did you say, Dick? 739,000 jobs? Well, I think we can probably do about 789,000 jobs if I have anybody looking for some work, because this is some time that we really, really need it. And if you go to these stores, you don't have to worry about inventory. You don't have to worry about supply chain. What you see is something you can get right then and there, which is a big plus, especially if you're a late shopper like me. And I'll tell you, there are also great people at these stores. And if you're a pathetic shopper like me, that's a big help, because every time I buy something online, I thought it looked pretty cool, but by the time it's at the Christmas tree and the kids open it up, you thought I'd give them a block of coal or something like that. So I need really smart people at these stores to make me look cool by finding things that I can get right here and now. And finally, it brings your town to life. It brings Main Street to life here in West Hartford and across the state. There's nothing like a great local store. You probably run into a neighbor there. They can give you something cool to buy, and brings life to the town. So I hope each and every one of you are as proud as our Main Street merchants as Susan and I are, and you go out there and give them a break, because they're going to make you look good at Christmas Day. Thanks.
Well, thank you, everybody. We are happy to have you. And again, we're going to go for a small tour through West Hartford, visiting some shops that, again, are all small. Many have used the resources of the SBA. We're very proud of that. So thank you and have a great day.
Any questions about the governor's shopping habits?
Any questions at all?
He's not my professional shopper.
Well, I just wanted to ask, whether it's a small business or a big box retailer, for example, we have been seeing, as we head into the shopping season, retailers being increasingly targeted by fees. We've all seen viral videos, wheeling big screen TVs out. So I'm just wondering, as we head into the shopping season, is that a concern, whether it's, loss prevention, protecting your own inventory, or protecting your customers so they can shop safely?
No one seems to be taking that question. I feel very confident being here in West Hartford, and I don't have any other comments.
Can you tell us what kind of programs? But that is a problem. Governor, maybe you want to speak to that. We've all seen those viral videos of big screen TVs being wheeled out, and stuff being stolen from cars, carjackings happening. We're heading into the holiday season, Black Friday. Is it a concern to you?
Look, it's always a concern to me. We take it very seriously. And there are some viral videos that have got everybody on edge. I think you're going to find shopping right here on Main Street in West Hartford. I think you're really very safe right now. I think the product is there. Look out for your neighbor, though. Keep an eye on things. There's no question about it. A lot of people are on edge.
One of the things that we're hearing from law enforcement is that, when these things happen, they don't have the ability to engage in a pursuit. Does that trouble you? Does that need to be changed?
Well, I can tell you we're certainly actively engaged with police. We have more police on the street than we've had previously. I strongly believe in community policing. Whether I want a high-speed chase scene down Main Street here in West Hartford during the shopping season, I'm not so sure about that. But there are ways we can make sure that any perpetrator is caught and doesn't get back out.
And just as far as small businesses, you guys are all here. Are there measures in place to protect small businesses from theft?
You want to talk to that? Thank you.
Matt Hart, West Hartford Town Manager. Thank you for your question. We here in the Capital Region and across Connecticut, we're very fortunate to be served by some of the premier
local law enforcement agencies in the nation. And they are organized on a regional basis. The Capital Region is no exception. I know here in West Hartford, our police chief, Vernon Riddick, already has plans to staff accordingly for this weekend and throughout the holiday season. We're sharing intel on a regional basis and at a state level as we never have before. So we have plans in place. Really want to encourage our retailers, though, as well as others who might see something occur, to not hesitate to reach out to their local law enforcement agency for some assistance. Sometimes folks are reluctant to do that for whatever reason. It's better that we know things in a timely way. I also want to commend our West Hartford businesses as well as our police department for installing security systems at increasing levels, and they're able to share those video feeds with our police departments, and that helps us add an additional layer of security. So again, we're confident that we have a very good plan for this coming shopping season. We do not see that as any sort of detriment to people coming out to patronize our small businesses. Thank you.
Governor and/or Senator, can you talk about the ongoing fiscal support? How long these small businesses will be receiving both state and federal aid? How long does that are we anticipating that sort of support?
Well, the PPP program and the Shuttered Venue Operator Grant Program and the Restaurant Revitalization Program, those are pretty much done. Obviously, we have a major infrastructure effort underway. I'm increasingly hopeful, optimistic about the next round of aid to the human assets, which will impact small businesses. Hopefully, it will continue to generate economic progress, and I think businesses will continue to do better as the economy does better. I don't see any new major business aid program, but the SBA is continuing with its normal aid to small businesses, loans and grants. Businesses should know that the SBA is there for them. That's the purpose of the Small Business Administration, and my hope is that we'll continue to generate increasing levels of employment here in Connecticut and around the country. There's no new aid focused on small business like PPP or EIDL or the Restaurant Revitalization Program.
So
I will say, I wish there were another restaurant revitalization program. I wish there were another round of support for restaurant revitalization. I'm continuing to fight for it because restaurants are still hurting in the state of Connecticut. Restaurants are still struggling. And it's not only that they need more employees, but going into this winter season where people are going to continue to be possibly somewhat hesitant about going indoors, they're going to have additional expenses of making outdoor dining possible.
The senator mentioned the PPP program, and one of the things that the state of Connecticut saw when we looked at who got PPP, 80% of the businesses were male-owned and almost 80% were white-owned. So in response, the Department of Economic and Community Development and the Women's Business Development Council put together an equity match grant program designed specifically to assist women-owned and businesses of color, because those were the ones that really got hurt the most. And so that program is still going, and we want to encourage women-owned businesses and businesses of color to apply for those. And our DECD continues to have programs that help manufacturers and small businesses.
How many of those grants are still available?
So there have been, so there was a total of $3 million, And there have been 2 rounds of funding for those, and there are still 2 more rounds of funding to go. And I can't give you a number because businesses apply for up to $10,000.
You know, what I'm hearing from businesses, the most significant thing the federal government can do right now is get inflation under control. Stop the increasing rate of price hikes that are creating doubt and concern among consumers. And that's why the President's release of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is very important. I've been urging it. I'm very glad that he's decided to release this product from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, not only because of its impact on prices at the pump, which should help stop the spiraling upward momentum, but also because of its overall effect on the economy. The President's sending a message. We're going to take inflation seriously. We're going to get it under control. We're going to stop these spiraling increases of prices, which are the major potential threat to economic progress. As we know in Connecticut, jobs are increasing, employment is rising, but we need to make sure that inflation doesn't threaten it. And I don't know how the governor feels about it, but Joe Biden's sending a message. I'm glad that he's heeding the call that he's received from folks like myself to release this product. And now I hope that the Department of Justice will have a look at the structure of the industry and look for more competition, not only here in the United States, but also abroad from OPEC, and try to continue to maximize the energy independence of the United States.
What do you say to some critics say that the strategic reserve should only be used like during the Gulf War, Hurricane Katrina, massive events? What are your thoughts about that?
We've had a massive event. It's called the pandemic. We're recovering from one of the most massive health crises in our history. And if this isn't the time for the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to be used in a time of dire crisis continuing, I don't know what is. But wholly apart from that fact, and it is a fact, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is designed to be used to prevent disruptions of the market. That is specific language in the Act. Disruptions in the flow of supply are exactly the objective of such a release to prevent. And so that's what the President's doing. A more sizable increase in release of product will depend on the state of the emergency. And I think that everyone in this industry, from the gas station owners to the CEOs of major global corporations, ought to take notice and say to themselves, the United States isn't going to allow this spiraling increase to continue.
And thank you. As you can see, when you start talking about small businesses, you can talk an array of challenges that not only that they have to deal with every single day. And again, one of the most important things we can do is go out and shop small. So we'll be ending up this press conference and going out for a wonderful tour of many small businesses here in West Hartford. Thank you very much. That ends the press conference.
Well done. Keep going. Thank you for the